Hello again. Today I'm going to be covering cross keys. Just to cover a few details in camp, you can see I've restored my army after first Winchester. I've gone up to 1100 with a few units. These units are right on the edge of dropping their star, so I wasn't able to go up. I could probably get a higher level general in there if I wanted to, but I've also swapped out some more of my officers so that I can start leveling up more lieutenant colonels. So I have more colonels available when I need to build out a second corps. Other than that, I was able to swap in I think I swapped around a major general so that I was able to get 2 stars on both of the 24 pounder units. And in that case, I take tactical training. The reload bonus or the accuracy bonus are both good. I would consider taking the accuracy bonus on really long range counter battery artillery that I know isn't going to get hit. But from what I remember, I almost always actually end up going with the cover and stealth just because, like, even with the really long range artillery, you're going to wind up in situations where to be able to hit enemy artillery, you're going to have to get in range, and if the less losses you take and the less you're spotted, it just makes things easier. So I'd rather I just take this perk all the time and then don't have to worry about it quite as much. For cross keys, I'm also going to be bringing in a cavalry unit. You could bring more infantry, or you could bring more artillery. Either would be good. There's a specific trick that I'm going to do with the cavalry unit, which is kind of helpful. You could probably pull it off without the trick, but well, I'll get to that soon. Otherwise, this is the current armory. We're kind of low on everything. Hopefully we're going to get some more Harper's Ferries. We've got all these Springfields that aren't going to do a whole lot for us. In terms of barracks, we're in good shape. And I put my last point into medicine again. One other thing I want to briefly cover, which I discovered after first Winchester. Once again, recruits, this is going about as easy as it could be, because these numbers aren't going up at all, is I'm actually really far under scaling. So I'm facing 21,933 men. And my units are small. I've got the beat up second corps sitting here, so being under scaling makes sense. But just to demonstrate this very briefly, I'm going to add 8,000 men to my army, and it's going to do nothing. So I'm playing with really small units. If you're having trouble, or if you would prefer to play with larger units, you can absolutely do everything I'm doing, and almost. I would recommend against doubling all these units, but you could easily go up to like 1600 without any trouble. So we just added 8,000 men, and scaling hasn't moved a bit. So, I had a little trouble on first Franklin, where my infantry took a little more losses. I think that was partially due to not moving my artillery up properly. Like, the 24 pounders just did not do as much as they normally should. I would have expected at least 1,000 kills in that battle for each of them. And also I could have made these units, my actual infantry units, a lot bigger. And that would have simplified things a lot, and they would have been able to compete with the enemy infantry units of similar size a lot better. But as you can see, I still haven't gone up. I just don't feel the need to. These units are going to be plenty large to deal with cross keys. I know some people consider it a difficult battle. I actually kind of really like it. There's a lot of different options, and it's a good defensive position, and then you can counterattack. So, just make sure. Okay, we've got the 10 units. So the trick to this battle is that nothing actually, look, right now we are outnumbered close to 3 to 1, but it's not going to matter. So the trick to this map is, well, a couple things. The AI is super focused on getting this, so you can dedicate a lot of your resources just to dealing with this. The other thing is the AI sort of spawns in all across the map, but it doesn't spawn immediately. So you can put units down here, and we're going to go all the way across this ford, and we are going to get into back here without taking any losses. You can also do this with just detached skirmishers. It requires a little more, I'll say, fine control to make sure the cannon doesn't actually shoot you, but you can pull it off. So let's see, these guys are going to go in the middle. Yeah, do this. So I don't 100% know if this trick is possible without having the speed perks enabled with the mod. I have not tried it. You probably have to do what you do with the 2 detach. I mean, if you use cavalry, it almost certainly probably works. But if you use artillery, talking is hard. If you use skirmishers, I'm not sure if you can get there in time. So let's get you set up. As always, I'm trying to have my rookie units, or well, my less experienced units, take most of the losses, which is a lot of where my placement comes down to. I'm only going to put 2 units in the woods because I want the AI to try and envelop it on both sides, and I'm going to collapse in on them with my extra units. Putting my artillery a little further back because I'm expecting to have to retreat these a little bit. I'm gonna be able to. This is the other way you can get into the back, is if you wait for the infantry units that spawn up here to come down, then you can almost always sneak around up here. There's a vision blocker right here, which makes it hard to just use snipers up there, but if you send cavalry, you can take out the artillery unit that sits here, and then you're into the back lines. So what I'm about to do here is completely unnecessary, but it's a fun little thing I discovered, so I figured I'd show it off. You have to be careful, some skirmish units spawn here, and there you see that. Charge here, we come down here, we'll avoid the skirmishers here. Units spawn here, so you have to be careful about this, but we should be fine. Okay. And the AI, for whatever reason, is unusually... It doesn't care about this unit. It can see it, but it doesn't worry about it. So we can they just walk off this way, and our units just sit back here. We wait a little bit, another unit will come in here, and then we'll go get the one up here and get the supply wagons, and then all the artillery is cleared out before really anything happens. And again, this is heavy abuse of spawn point knowledge, so you don't need to do this. You don't want to. You can do everything I'm going to do here without this part, and this just clean is going to drop your stuff a little bit in the later part. I think there it is. Okay. Send these guys down. I really want to push this back out. He's dealing with that. Let's go assist. Oops, I can't come down here because these units will come up. bit to get them in the open. Hopefully the rest of the units will come up here, and then we can hit them with these guys. Hopefully that'll be finished off soon. I guess I should have shot up the snipers a little bit longer. Fall back to get the charge to cancel. Same there. Oops, it's still going. Okay. There. Retreating, coming back, another charge. They don't want to stop from fallback, so I'm going to try and hit them with enough damage that they'll decide to stop. Otherwise we may have to melee. Fight in the open. Starting to lose the point a little bit, but that's fine. Got one set of supplies. This guy's wavering, so we can move up. More units down here, that's a little dangerous. We don't have any artillery support down there. But we're going to be able to start enveloping down here pretty quickly. Back up a little bit more. We don't really want to we want them in the water if we can. Attacked. Shoot, too far back. I think I can get this now, though there's a unit there I can't see. Oops. Careful. This is not great. More units came down. Oh, shoot. More units came down there than I wanted. Okay, that's where they are. I can get the skirmishers when that guy leaves. start sliding units down. I want to get this guy disengaged so that I can get him. This center part is a little worrying, so I'm trying to avoid that. Okay, got that. Gonna take a lot of losses doing this, but okay, I got this. Like to get this, but I'm gonna get hit by the. I don't want to get shot. Okay, routed them. We're gonna go after this. I'd like to. I don't think I can get away with it. Okay, now we just gotta be careful in the cleanup. Cross while we have the chance. Oh, nope. I want to wait. Actually, you can go up here. Not a lot for the cavalry to do at the moment. Like, with all this heavy infantry, if I go in there, I'm just gonna get hit, so just bide my time. Those guys, okay. Turning this unit before it shatters. fire if we can avoid it. Still a little worrying. Like, we don't have... Because we don't have artillery support down here, actually, I'm going to bring the unit down. This is where, you know, if I built up my units a little bit more, that probably would have been a good idea. Just because we would do a little bit more damage and we'd deal with these guys a little bit faster. I'm just going to bring both artillery units down because this is where they're clustering. And this unit is kind of useless outside of the initial phase, but this guy can get on the side, I think. Worked out. Oh shoot, didn't realize he was taking fire. That was a mistake. This guy around to resupply the snipers sooner so they'd be more effective. But now that we've got the artillery repositioned, this bunch is going to go down pretty good. We're still doing alright. Most of the damage is on our 1-star units, so that's fine. If you bring a little bit more infantry, you can do this flanking process a little quicker, but that's not a great idea. He's going to take a lot of damage there. And he's going to have a bad retreat path, too. Well, I like the first part of this. The second part I didn't play, not super happy with, just because I'm not sure. I don't remember what the timers are, but I don't think I'm actually going to finish them all off, which is not great. And I think my concentration's a little spread. Like, I'm not really focusing down anything in particular, which is just not great. This is where either another infantry unit or another artillery unit might have been the better choice. Oh, shoot. That's annoying. Okay, that's not great. Just because we didn't finish them off. Part of the problem was we pushed them down. We really wanted them to stay more in the center, because then we could have looped them up better. And when we pushed them down, like we pushed some of the units down, like we pushed all the routing units down, but then a couple of these units stayed, so my force got spread out. I mean, overall we're doing pretty well, like that's just fine, but yeah, that's what 24 pounders should be doing. I mean, they had more targets, but more Upper's Ferries. Starting to get some of those, a reasonable amount of those. Yeah, we'll see. That was alright. I think I could have played it a little better, in actually, because you should be able to full clear that map, I think. But maybe not. Overall, units are in okay shape. These guys took most of the fire. That's fine. You know, this is all completely recoverable. I think going a little bigger is probably the answer. Maybe drop these two units I can increase and go up to like 12, 1300, something like that, just so we have more firepower to deal with the AI. But okay, that was Krusky's.